Hi Aquarius, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aquarius, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you get a human design oracle card, and for that this week you get the Gate 24 and returning. In a lot of ways, I see this card very much as returning to a time of innocence or returning to a time of purity. Now, this isn't like oh, you're dirty or you need to return to purity. It's about getting back to the clarity of something, getting back to the heart of a message, getting back to what the real essence of something actually is, cutting away the BS, taking out all of the superfluous and just looking at the pure essence of yourself, of your ideas, of your thoughts, of your goal, of your message. Like in some way, shape or form, maybe this week you're redefining or returning to an aspect of you that you miss or that you liked or that you want to see more of. I think sometimes that happens in life for everybody, right? We get to certain points and we're like, okay, I miss this version of myself. And although we can never go back to who we were, we can bring certain aspects of ourselves or understandings or even certain wisdom and knowledge that we've gained over the years back into the present moment. It's always there, right? So in a way, that's what I kind of feel like this is talking about, which suggests in all of these areas of your life, in some way, shape or form this week, you have something to bring back into, something to return to in a sense. With that said, if you are a continued subby, Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. If you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options card, you have the 3 of Cups. So not only are we getting the returning or, we're going back to some part of ourselves, we also get some sort of a reunion, right? This could be old friends, old ties, old partners, old everything. I tell you, I shit you not. Within the space of, at this point it's 4 days now, but within the space of those 4 days, I've already run into 2 people that I dated previously. It's just really weird and very uncanny, and it's funny because the second one I was like, oh god, walk quick. You know that feeling, right? Now the fact that you've got the 3 of Cups in the actions and options, maybe this week the reunion that's happening is a reunion of self, because the 3 of Cups, it's a happy card, it's a joyous card, but maybe this is getting back to that me, myself and I kind of energy, right? Where you're bringing those older aspects of you, maybe that have been sleeping, maybe that have been dormant, maybe they were laying in wait because they weren't what you needed to get to the point that you're at now. And every different goal that we have requires a different version of us, right? But that doesn't mean we chuck all the others away. We just assimilate them. And so this week, I kind of feel like this is you getting back to that energy of being your own best friend, but also for some of you, this could be a reunion. It could be a get together. It could be you carving time out to spend time with people that you love and care about. For your communications and conversations, you have the 9 of Swords. All right, so with the sweets come the sours. The fact that you have this in your communications means that in some way, shape or form, a piece of news that comes to you or comes up this week is likely to bring up an old challenge, an old issue, or something that needs to be looked at in order to be laid to rest. It is the 9 of Swords. I will say this, Aquarius, you're not known for being a drama queen, so don't start now. This week, because the 9 of Swords, yes, all right, it has all of those usual meanings, but sometimes this is where someone's just, like you hype it up in your own mind. Deal with the facts this week. Whatever information comes to you, and it may be unsettling at first, but deal with the facts, all right? Now, for those of you that work for somebody else, this could literally be a point at which maybe you return to something and think, oh my gosh, you know what? I feel like I'm getting back to that point where I don't have any time for myself, or my work-life balance is slipping away. I know for me personally, that is kind of true at this moment in time, so I will be taking heed of that. For the business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, maybe this is you trying to figure out ways to carve out more time and space for yourself. It does feel like whether you're employed, not employed, you know, work for yourself, etc., there may be some form of damage control that needs to be done this week. But the interesting thing is, it's not damage control for you, it's damage control for somebody else. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, this week you could have too much time to stew, and if you sit and do, you know, that, then it's not going to be healthy for you. All right, so you need to find a way to get out of your own mind this week. For your love and relations, you got the Two of Cups, right? Look at this right underneath the three. So for those of you that are single, looking to mingle, there could definitely be a reunion of some sort. There might be a reconnection of some kind. It's definitely possible. The fact that you've got the Three of Cups in your actions and options, though, it could be you that's reaching out to somebody from your past. Or if that connection comes up, you might be, you know, maybe you're open to it in a way that you haven't been before. It does feel for me like you will enjoy this reconnection. It will be one that you're okay with. I'm going to be honest with you, just with this mix of cards, I don't think it's going to be a long-term thing. So as long as you're aware and prepared for that, it could be good. I mean, with the Nine of Swords in the communication sector, this could be that maybe whoever it is you reconnect with, maybe it does come with a little bit of friction, and then once you get past that, things are actually really good. Very, very interesting. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term relationships, you and the partner could really go a long way to getting back to that honeymoon period energy, which is great. You've got the Nine of Swords here as well, so I will say, maybe there's something that you are unnecessarily worried about. Your partner puts you at ease and you're like, you know what? This person is my person. And that's really, really nice. All right. So yeah, good stuff. For your money and materials, you have the Tower card. All right. So this week, especially because Mercury is going retrograde, please, 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 anything to do with your money, your finances that you have online in the digital sphere, be very careful with passwords, logins. This is not a week to be slapdash or half-assed about it. Like, you want to protect your money, your finances, and your assets this week. Now, you've got this right underneath the Nine of Swords. For some of you, this could be an old debt that comes back up. It could be as well, maybe a partner's debt jumps in at some point this week, but I don't think it's going to be that huge a deal. Now, outside of that, this could be an opportunity that comes up very spontaneously that you don't really have a lot of time to think about. It's kind of like, are you in, are you out? You got to decide now, right? So either which way, just take a moment to consider it. No knee-jerk reactions, no overly expensive purchases this week, anything to do with that. And if you're buying something on credit, I would wait. This is not the week for it. And then finally, when it comes to your health and vitality, this is your nervous system, especially your nervous system. Like this week, you could find that anxiety energy, that nervous tension, that mental tension could be at an all-time high. So, you know, connect with a loved one to help you relieve said tension. And then when it comes to your home and environment, the weird thing is, even though this is in the home and environment sector, I don't feel like this pertains specifically to as Aquarian, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people. I don't feel like this is our home. I feel like this is something that's happening in the area, the locality. I don't think it will maybe necessarily directly affect you. But then, yeah, with the Nine of Swords as well, I wonder, that could be a power cut. It's really hard to pin this down because with the Tower card, it's Uranus energy. So you never really know exactly what it's going to be. You just get hints, snippets, and you know what, I say this to a lot of my clients, I will hazard an educated guess, right? I've been doing this long enough to say that. But yeah, just it's going to be interesting as a week for sure in your environment or your locality. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.